Hola, clase. It's Senor Lim here today with the verb estar. So this is one of your new grammatical concepts, the verb estar, starting with unidad dos, lección dos. So this is really important. Hopefully you have your note sheets ready from when I gave you before break. So you know what? Let's just do this. Let's begin. Very first thing, antes de empezar, vamos a practicar un poquito. So before we begin, let's just practice a little. Before beginning, let's just answer these questions. The first one is ¿Cómo estás? This is like totally like a review. Do you guys remember this one back in the day? I'll also say ¿Cómo está el señor Lim? So take a minute to think about this. Okay. Alright, so when I say ¿Cómo estás? How do you answer that? If you said estoy bien, that's cool. If you said estoy mal, that's cool with me too, you know? If you said yo estoy bien or yo estoy mal, that totally works out for me. So hey, keep in mind of that yo estoy. Okay, just keep in mind of that. Okay. Also, when I say como está el señor Lim, so how's Señor Lim feeling today? So el señor Lim está bien. El señor Lim está mal. El señor Lim está más o menos regular. Hey, those all work, man. But this is the thing with estar. Notice that we're dealing with feelings here. I'm good, I'm bad, I'm okay, so on and so forth. I'm not saying like I'm tall or short or big or small. Alright? I'm using estar here for certain feelings. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin. Estar. This is a cool verb. Okay? Estar in English means to be. Let me think. There was another verb we had that meant to be. Do you guys remember that? Yep, dang right. It was ser. If you said ser, that's totally cool. Okay? So here's the deal. We use the verb estar to indicate location to say how people feel. For example, Pedro está en la cafetería. So Pedro is in the cafeteria. We're talking about a location. He's in the cafeteria. He's not from the cafeteria. It's like he wasn't born in the cafeteria. He is in the cafeteria. Okay. We also use it estar for feelings. That Pedro está triste. Pedro is sad. Okay. Now on your vocab sheet you had a whole list of words of feelings. One was like sad, triste, deprimido, contento, so on and so forth. These are feelings. Okay. These are not personal traits or characteristics of anything. These are feelings. Okay. So in this case, we say Pedro está triste. That it means Pedro is sad. Okay. Now remember, like you guys said before, ser also means to be. But we use ser when we talk about physical traits and characteristics. Okay, once again, I could say yo soy alto, yo soy bajo, yo soy cómico, ha 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 ha. Okay, so we talk about physical traits and characteristics, and that is only used with ser. Okay, here's the dealio. Remember, how you feel and where you are, you always use the verb estar. Totally rhymes, isn't that cool? I'm sure you think that is. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin again. Okay, let's continue on. So estar. Here are the conjugations of estar. So conjugations are totally important. And now before I begin with the conjugations of estar, notice that estar ends with AR. Now remember back in the day we had those AR verbs. So estar is somewhat irregular. It doesn't follow those rules of the AR verbs. But here's the thing. You do take off that AR ending. Okay, so we are left with est. But now we have AR. So we have to take that AR off. We're left with est. And here's what you get. You have yo estoy, tú estás, él, ella, usted está, and that's also used for a name too, like Bob está, Maria está. We have nosotros or nosotros, nosotras estamos, vosotros or vosotras estáis, and ellos, ellas, ustedes están. And once again, with ellos, ellas, ustedes, you can have also like two names like Bob and Mario están. And I totally forgot. I'll bring it back to the nosotros thing because you guys get this kind of confused. If I have a name and I, for example, John E-yo, Bob E-yo, Dan E-yo, it's going to also be estamos. Okay, so there you go. Yo estoy, tú estás, él, ella, usted está. Nosotros estamos, vosotros estáis, ellos, ellas, ustedes están. Okay, so those are my conjugations of estar. As you notice, the yo form is just a little off. It's estoy. Okay, think of it as ser. Yo soy. Yo estoy. So just kind of put them together. They both mean to be, right? So it's yo estoy or yo soy. Okay, so it's got that oy there. Okay. Notice if you also take a look at all these, the A's or the A's here. Okay, tú estás, él está, estáis, and están. Look at that right there. Look, they all have accents. All the A's or all the A's have accents, except for this guy right here. So estamos is left alone. It's kind of like, oh, I wish I had an accent, blah blah blah, or whatever. Just be quiet, okay? So estamos does not have an accent, but everything else has an accent. Estás, está, estáis, and están. And the reason that happens is because está totally means something else in Spanish. Okay, totally. If it didn't have an accent, it means this. Okay, and same thing with estás. If it didn't have an accent, it would mean these. All right, so hopefully you wrote these down. If not, too bad for you because I'm going to continue on. So you have to rewind. Okay, using the verb estar with the following words. Okay, so use the verb estar with these following words of a location. Okay, you have al lado de, that would be next to. Cerca de would be close to. Debajo de would be underneath or under. Delante de will be in front of. Dentro de will be inside of. Detrás de is behind. Encima de is on top of. And then lejos de means far from. Yeah, I like saying that because lejos is so far away, man. Alright? So, those are the. Sorry about that. Those are the location words, or what the com skills reference or term would be the prepositions, or preposiciones. Okay, so once again, al lado de is next to. Cerca de is close to. Debajo de is underneath or under. Delante de is in front of. Dentro de is inside of. Detrás de is behind. Encima de is on top of. And lejos de is far from. Okay, so I hope you're writing these down in your these are in your notes. If not, they are on your vocab sheet, so you could always get those from there. Okay, and do me a favor too. Pay close attention to that day because it's coming up next. Okay. Okay. So we use the word de after the location word. Okay, we always use it after a location word, like al lado de, dentro de, delante de. Okay, when a specific location is mentioned. Okay. Now, when de is followed by the word el, they combine to form the contraction del, and that will happen most of the times. Okay. So, for example, let's look at the first sentence there. La biblioteca está al lado de la cafetería. Okay, so the library is next to the cafeteria. Okay, we don't just say, I mean, you could, but you're saying the library is next to cafeteria? No, you say next to the cafeteria. Okay, look at la tiza está encima del borrador. Okay, so the chalk is on top of the borrador. And notice that del The del comes from the de and then el. You smush them together, you get del. Okay? So once again, you don't say de el, you say del. If you say de el really quickly, del comes out to be del. Now, estar is also used with adjectives to say how someone feels at a given moment. Once again, yo estoy triste, I am sad. Las chicas están emocionadas, the girls are excited. Alright, remember the adjectives have to agree in gender and in number. Okay, we can never say los chicos están deprimida. The boys are depressed. Look at that deprimida. No, 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 no. Los chicos están deprimidos. Because it's the os and the os. Whoa, it's getting huge. Alright. Vamos a practicar. Let's go ahead and begin and practice, alright? So on the left hand of your notes, or left hand side of your notes, there's a whole bunch of these questions here. Okay? So I'm going to have you pause it, okay? And then I'm going to have you fill in your notes and fill in the correct forms of either estar or give me the adjectives like mad, depressed, and busy. Okay? So go ahead and pause it right now. Alright, so if you unpaused it, alright, or, yeah, if you unpaused it, here are the answers to my questions, okay? If you're just copying them down right now, shame on you, alright? So hopefully you got the answer, or hopefully you got these correct by yourself. So Barbara está en la oficina, Mateo y yo estamos, yo estoy enojado, Marcos y Inés están en el pasillo, tú estás en el baño. ¿Vosotros estáis en la escuela? Yo estoy triste. Mis amigos están enojados de mer. María y yo estamos deprimidos. Notice as mis amigos están enojados, because it's mis amigos. And Mario y yo estamos deprimidos, because it's Mario y yo. And Mario is a guy. I'm a guy, so it should be os. Okay? Even if I was a girl, if you want to make fun of me and say I'm a girl, it's still Mario, and masculinity dominates. María está ocupada, is busy, and tú estás contento. So those are your answers. Now, go to the part 2. Give me the translations. Now here's the deal. Once again, I'm going to have it paused. You should be pausing it soon, and then you should give me the translation. So pause right now. Alright, so if you unpaused it, okay, this is what you should have here, and this should be your answers. The library is close to the cafeteria. La biblioteca está cerca de la cafeteria. Notice right here that I totally made a mistake, so you need to put a space there. Okay, those are 2 words. The backpack is in front of the chalkboard. La mochila está delante del pizarrón. And then the pens are on top of the desk. Las plumas están encima del escritorio. Look at that del, the del, and the de la. Okay, so those are some cool things right there. Okay, hopefully this helped out. Hopefully we will get more practice with the verb estar. But until then, just make sure you have these notes down really good, and I'll see you next time. Adios, hasta luego. I'm out.